Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. And it's a warm welcome. It's Sunday, um, October 26th, 2025. And this is my morning live stream about an agency that I call the Child Protection System. And it's a warm welcome. I know that you guys are all been fighting this situation for some time, and I'm glad that you found my live stream. Now, let me go over a couple things. First of all, um, what I'm doing is I'm giving out not legal advice, but I'm giving out, um, oh boy, I'm giving out educational advice. I'm not an attorney, but I'm a loving father and a husband, and I've had 43 years of marriage experience and 61 years of working, and I have life skills. But I'm glad that you found this live stream because I'm here to help you with a government agency that I call the Child Protection System. It has many different names in many different places. Um, and it some of them been like Department of Children's Services and Family, Child Protection Services, the Cabinet, Department of Children's Services. To make it simple, it's the Child Protection System. And it's a government entity that was started in 1962, mandated by Congress to social services to create a group of social workers to protect our children from neglect and abuse. Now, some examples of neglect could be not feeding the child, not giving the child baths, not clothing the child, not appropriate supervision, not taking them to school. Those are all called neglect. Abuse would be physical harm like excessive corporate punishment, leaving bruises and welts, shaking the child, throwing the child around. Also, could be sexual abuse, and it could be also psychological abuse. Those things we need to protect our children from because there are parents that are neglecting our children or abusing. There's about 1,000 cases a day that go unreported. Now, for me talking to over 2,900 people from around the world and in 24 countries, I've amassed a lot of information. I too was a victim of CPS. I've lost my favorite home. I lost one of my children. I had three of my children that are abducted by CPS, trafficking into foster care, and they were abused and hurt. So I've been through whole yards about it. Now, I mentioned that I'm not a lawyer, can't give legal advice, but I have an attorney who is. His name is Vincent W. Davis, and he can be reached at 888-888-6582. That's the law offices. And when you talk to him, you'll be talking to reception. Make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. And then if you do talk to Vincent Davis, make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. There, you can talk to him now. His costs, his rates, I have scrolling below the screen. For $10, he can do a private text message. For a phone call, he can do it for $15. And you can be on his guest on his show for 30 minutes for $25. All you have to do is use Cash App, Apple Pay, or Zella and send it to a number, a phone number. It's scrolling across the screen. And I'll tell you here in a second here. So it's $10 for a private text message. It's $15 for a private phone call, and $25 for 30 minutes on a on a live stream that he does. And you can participate with questions and answers there. And you send it Cash Apps, or you send it Apple Pay or Zella to 308 7758. And so that'll go through my screen there. So that's one way you can get professional help, which you definitely need to. And that's one of my rules is you need to get an attorney. Now, some of you may say, well, I have a court-appointed attorney or a public defender. Yeah, by law, if you're involved in a legal matter, they're supposed to, if you can't afford an attorney, supposed to provide you one. The problem is the attorney that they provide you isn't really trained or educated in the area of juvenile law, family law, or dependency law. They only have a legal background, they're fairly new, and of course, they're hired by CPS. And they work for CPS. They won't work for your case. And that's the downside of doing so. Now, I want to say good morning to Classical Mommy. Classical Mommy is from Georgia. It's good to see you. Bartley, hi Lisa. Good morning from Montana. That's good. And then we have CJ Dunbar. Good morning, CJ Dunbar. You're a regular, and I've already forgot where you live. I'm sorry, CJ. If you could tell me one more time, that'd be great. So we have CJ Dunbar, and then Bartley says, "Good morning to Classical Mommy." Well, that's good. That's good. You guys are getting to know each other. You're all part of my family, and I'm here to help you. And I've been helping out Bartley a lot lately. She slowly but surely is getting her son back. She has visitations. Have they put the new door on, Bartley? Have they put the new door on? Do you have your wall furnace heater installed and working? Do you have your heater going, Bartley? I know that you're working on those things. Have you called in to make it, not called in, but if you filled out a form to report your bad public defender? Have you done that? Also, what's the latest on your meetings? There's a lot of things in my back of my mind that I know you're working on, Bartley from Montana. And Classical Mommy says, hi, Bartley. Well, that was really nice, Classical Mommy. That's really nice there. I'm putting your messages up on my screen there. Anyway, I'm here to answer your questions and your concerns and help you out as best as I can. Help you as best as I can. That's what I try to do is I try to take your questions that you make. And one of the ways of doing the questions on here is to let me get that right there. Is to state your first name and where you're located. If you're outside of the United States, make sure to include your country. If you're from the USA, you don't have to. I know all the states there. And furthermore, the 24 countries that I've been talking to have been Indonesia, Bangladesh, and India, then up to the Middle East to Saudi Arabia, Iran, and then Libya, then over to the continent of Africa. We've been talking to Liberia, Sudan, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and then the country of South Africa and its provinces. Then up to Europe, United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and then Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond in North America, Canada and its provinces. And then, of course, the United States, all 50 states have either text or called in and talked about their CPS matter. And then south, we've even heard from Washington, D.C. Then south of the border, we've been Mexico. Then further south in South America and north of Brazil. On the East Coast, been Grenada. Then across the South Pacific, we have New Zealand, and the land down under Australia and its states. So that's well diversified of information that I can share with you guys and everything. So um, please provide me that information. Now, Dunbar says that I'm doing okay, Dunbar. I'm okay, CJ. He's from the Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's right. That's right. You're the third person I've talked to from Scranton, Pennsylvania. And I'm sorry, CJ, I couldn't remember. Um, anyway, every time I think of Dunbar, I think of the Lieutenant Dunbar and Dancing with Wolves. It's one of my favorite movies, Dancing with Wolves there. So Barley says, I'm just being quiet right now. My son is having surgery tomorrow, and they have excluded me from caring for him once again. Well, what do you mean they've excluded you? I don't understand what you mean by caring for him. Um, can you kind of elaborate? What do you mean you're excluded? You should not be excluded for your medical rights. You still have your medical rights. I don't understand that, Bartley. Ah, that's where, okay, you're the same Scranton. That's what gets me confused. Okay, CJ, I understand now. I understand. Thank you for clarifying. I didn't know the two counts were connected. I knew you guys had the same location, but I thought maybe it was two different people. Yeah. Um, uh, good morning. This is Bob with live stream here. Who I have the pleasure of talking to?
Hi, this is Berkeley up in Montana.
Yeah, hi Lisa. How you doing? Glad to hear from you.
Yeah, how are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
Oh, I'm doing about the same too.
Yeah, I know. So you're excluded from the con about medical. Why are you excluded? Can you elaborate that a little bit?
Um, all I know is that Friday, um, Kelly sent me a message and said the social worker was going to be in Thompson Falls and the biological father was going to be there and he was to pick up my son at the public school, drive him there, and be this was the second weekend that he's with that man, his biological father, the one that raped me and also did physical and mental abuse to me.
Right.
And just it's sad to know that that's the man that they're letting, who never was in the picture to begin with. And like that other girl talked about the other day on your show, I told you I could relate to
Right.
what's going on in her case.
Right.
Same thing like that. And so I guess I don't get to be there at the hospital.
Well, no, it
All
didn't say
that.
you don't have
And
to be there at the hospital. Where does it say you don't? He doesn't have a restraining order against you. I thought you have a restraining order against him. Why is he still allowed to be around his son if you have a restraining order?
I haven't got it all done yet because I can only do so
Okay.
much. Because I'm
Understood.
paying him
But
doing this
you
all by
can be
myself.
there.
So.
You can be there with your son. There's nothing prohibits you from being there.
Okay, I didn't know that because all I'm heard was Kelly. What he wrote was
Kelly's not in charge of
father.
things.
This is what he said. They said so, Bob. That he biological father is going to be with him all weekend, be there at the hospital, and then the social worker will be there, and she will drive him back here, which is 2.5 hours away. Then it's his hospital. And then Kelly will pick him up from there.
Okay.
My name's not even mentioned in any of these rooms.
Well, what do you mean your name's not mentioned? I don't understand.
Like, why can't there with my son. I don't
Well,
want to be around that man.
you have to write the social worker. You have every
Yeah,
right to be there with your son. There isn't a restraining order that prohibits you from your son. And if your son is being
okay.
supervised by the social worker, you can be
Yeah,
there.
I hear you. And everything else you've told me as this has happened, and not that this is my first rodeo with these people. Unfortunately, it's not. You know, um, but like you're saying, and everything you have told me throughout all this, you know, this is what you can do, and it's true. But it doesn't matter what I say. It's just in one ear and out the other, Bob. Unfortunately.
Okay.
So you know, well, I mean, I'm Monday and Tuesday last week. They were harassing me all day long. You know, the emails just trying to get me in their worldly thing. Then they were quiet Wednesday till they said he was going with him, and over the weekend. So like I just don't know when I get to joining the public defender did call, and um, she said she's gonna ask to have him return to my care, and then I just didn't say much this time. Just I don't know.
Well, until you get the restraining
Yeah.
order, you can't order him away from things. So I think you're going to end up, it's going to be hard with not having the restraining order. And then to get one it's going to be doubly hard for you, too. So,
To
um,
get one.
well, it's called
See, I want to know why is it like that? Because that's what I don't get.
well,
It's almost
because the law
gaslighting.
works very strange. If someone's done harm to you, you have to, within 24 hours, do a restraining order. They have statute of limitations, and they're going to work against you. And it's sad because the law is supposed to be
It
for
is sad
everybody.
because
It is for
he wasn't
everybody.
didn't even live here.
I
Then
know that
you know.
you don't have to convince me. You have to convince
Yeah.
the courts. You have to convince it. It's that detective that's investigating. What's the status of that report? What's his report? You see, if you have a document from the detective that says we've found him to be raped and whatever thing there, and then you have a restraining order, that's going to get him out of the picture.
Well, I got the report from the rape kit the other day. They emailed me that, and I got the documents printed from the gal here in town that
Okay.
emailed me
Have you
contact.
got that
And
given to the child protection system? Have you given it to them?
yeah, I gave him a copy of the letter that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're asking, like, you should also
Now I
word
gotta
it.
go get the.
You should
Now I
say
gotta
that,
get the police report.
yeah, well, you need that too, but you also should have the restraining order because once you have the restraining order, restrict
Yeah.
them.
I mean, I printed it out. That girl that Christina got me in contact with to give me the paperwork,
Okay.
so I have it printed. I
All
printed
right.
it.
Okay.
Yep. I'm doing that.
I know
But
it's slowly until you
what
get
I'm
a.
trying to say is, Bob,
I'm sorry,
um,
what?
what I'm trying to say is that I'm doing everything that was required of me and that needed to be done.
Okay.
The parenting classes, I started, I wanted to do them a long time ago, but it's fine. They just started it. Praise the Lord for that. But so, and I've been drug testing. I've done 7 drug tests at my doctor's clinic,
Okay.
my
Okay.
primary doctor, and I told him what's going on and found out he was Christian and like, whoa, it's just interesting. And he said this is a bunch of BS, and
Yeah.
because he knows me and everything, and my son. And well, that was the question I was going to ask you. Do I
Oh,
have the rights in before the hearing comes up next week on the 4th? Um, uh, to have the doctor like on Zoom to speak on my behalf.
well, it would help to have a witness there. What is
Now, what
your
do you do
what
though
is your
when you
attorney?
ask?
Okay.
Yeah, when I ask public defender, I say this to her, to say she's going to say, for example, no, we're not going to do that, or we can't. Then what does the person do
Well,
or say next without having to say, hey, I'm going to turn you in, because that doesn't work.
because you haven't done it.
I
You have
tried
not
it, and then I
filed
just
it.
get madder. Huh?
Well, I know they're going to get better, but file the complaint.
Well, the Lord is telling me Exodus 14:14. It says, I will fight for your peace.
Oh.
That's why I'm being quiet, okay? Because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not bothered. I'm doing nothing, and I never have been. The house is all decluttered. It's beautiful in here, and just need my little son in here with me. I mean, and that's why I'm in the drug screening. I'm still said I would do theirs, but to this day, it's a runaround. I called the drug place. Oh, we need payment. So I email her, ma'am, can you please send the payment in? No, we're not going through them. It's just someone else. You have to wear a patch. I go, no. We do what it says in the court order. It's through this program here in Thompson Falls. And when I call the hotline, if my color or something comes up, then I go in for the drug test.
Right.
Okay. See, I can't sit around and wait for these people. So that's why I went and spoke with my doctor, and I've seen him every 2 weeks now. And I have been.
Okay.
And he also found the Christian counselor that I was wanting to find, who's out here, and she knew me and Kelly when my daughter started her stuff in 2020 with these people.
Okay.
So I don't know. To me, if I was to go into the hospital, it would be a problem. And to me, I don't want to go there if he's there.
Okay.
Well, I
Well,
don't want that. I don't want to ever see that man's face in front of me ever again.
I understand that, and that's one of the reasons they can ask you why you didn't want to go to be with your son is because you're allowing a rape man to be there, and I can't be around him.
Right.
So that's one way you could look at it. I guess not being present. That's one way.
Yeah, well, but the way it was written from Kelly, this is how it was happening. He's going with biological dad for the weekend. Biological dad taking him into the surgery, and the social worker will be there, and then she will drive him from Missoula all the way back here to Thompson Falls, and then Kelly will leave from Chalk Creek to go pick him up in Thompson.
Okay.
And that's just how it was. I think she's upset because remember when I took him to the pre-op appointment, I wouldn't let her in the room.
Right. Which you have a right to do so. And why is she being there present? Why is she being there present? Well, it's because you're not there.
Well, you know why. You know why, Bob.
I know.
It's just
she's trying to look
they
up
don't
dirt.
Have nothing, so they're trying to find something,
I know that.
Going so they can fill
I
their
know that.
pocketbooks, man.
I know.
And it's sad, and so that's why I'm just being quiet because it seems to be better, and I know it's going to work out for the good because I'm not doing anything,
Yeah.
And I have heat, everything. I mean, there's nothing wrong, and this is how it started this year was the problem with the heat, but here, I mean, since all this happened, the Lord has just really actually blessed us. I mean, we got the car, we got the skirting on the house, we got the heat. I mean, it's been really, when I reflect, it's been blessing after blessing.
Right. How is by the way, have they done the wall furnace yet?
No, but I did get my propane tank installed outside, the big one.
Uh-huh.
And then Wednesday, the weatherization program's coming out, which I'm grateful about that.
Okay.
And they will do windows and they check all that for leaks, everything, and then they'll even put, I guess, insulation under the house. I'm grateful, So,
yeah. I understand.
And so, yeah. That's just, I'm doing, like I said, I did the 2 evaluations. They were upset because they had nothing, that there was, gosh, you can't put her in treatment or, and then they would, because I don't do drugs.
Right.
And that upsets them. And that's what's weird about this whole thing is like, I see how evil these people are, how here I'm doing right, and, Kelly did wrong again the other day. Instead of pulling over the road when we went to the pre-op appointment, he did it in the truck, smoking the pot. And I didn't say nothing this time because I thought, why say something? Because, they don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and the biological dad, he drinks every day, and he likes to do crack cocaine, and he even told me that to me, you know. And anyways, I'm not here for those people. You know, I'm all I care about is my son.
Right.
You know, I noticed, like, and then the social worker canceled the appointment last week, or Friday. This Friday that went by because she went to Missoula with my son. You know what I mean? It's just they're not, doing anything helpful. And anytime, like I ask them anything, oh, we can't do that. But yet I know they can't, and I just kick back and after everything I've been learning from you, and I saying kick back, and I'm like watching these people how they lie and deceive.
What you do is you write down those things and you make a record of all that because you use that against them. You got to have a documentation.
Yeah, I've been writing everything down. Yep,
Okay, good.
Yep,
Good, because what comes around goes around. You'll eventually,
I surely am.
yeah, what goes around comes
But,
around. Yeah.
That's true. Or vengeance is of the Lord, that's on, it's not for us to retaliate.
Yeah.
And even like when my son does come home, I even told God, I'm like, I know that there's a case that I can do after this happens, my son comes back. I really don't want to be quite honest. I want to wash my hands of this and be done with these people.
Right.
But at the same time or token, is that I need to stand up for my son because this is not right.
Yeah. Well, you are doing it. It's just, it takes time.
And even if money comes out of it, Bob, money comes out of it, I've been telling this to people, that doesn't interest me because you know what? All the money in the world since this happened will never replace all these months that they have taken from me.
Right.
With him, my son. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
And all the, what they're doing is that for some reason they want to hurt me, and I don't understand why they want to hurt me. But in reality, they think they're hurting me, but they're actually abusing my son because he's the one having to be pushed here and there and go here, go there. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
I feel so sad for him, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a whole chain of events you got going there. You got this man who you're trying to tolerate named Kelly, who is just as bad as a biological father. He lies and he cheats and he takes advantage of you and stuff like that. But he'll eventually get caught. He'll get caught just like your biological father will be. As soon as you get the restraining order and you prosecute, not only do you need to get the restraining order, you need to get the prosecutor involved. So there's a criminal charge against him. As soon as the prosecutor charges him with statutory rape, he won't be able to see Kelly. CPS will take him from Kelly.
Okay.
They will because I know for a fact that's what they'll do.
And then what will they bring him to me?
Well, no, it's not going to be. There's no simple solution. And two, he has his day in court. Your biological father will have to go through trial, and jury will convict him. If they did rape you, they will, and there'll be consequences that the court will impose on him. Okay, and I'll have any bearing of him seeing the child. You need to prove how bad he is wanting the child. He's in for revengement there. He likes doing that because he knows it hurts you and frustrates you. All the people are doing that to you, which is really sad. I really feel bad for you on that.
But it is sad, you're right. But don't feel bad for me. Feel bad for them, Bob, because like you just said a second ago, they will expose themselves.
Yeah, I hear you.
They will. That's why I'm be still, know that I am God. He keeps telling me too. So I mean, I have crazy faith, and that's what you have to have, I believe, to anyways, to get through all this. any of it in life, but are you still there?
Yeah, I am. I was looking at my notes here, and I'm trying to make
no
sure.
problem.
Like the wood burning, did you get wood for your wood burning stove?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I got blessed with a cord of wood. Yeah, they stacked it and everything for me.
Okay, good. Good. So you do have heat
Yeah,
there.
great.
You do have heat there. That is so good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yep. And then Wednesday, those other people come out and they'll replace the furnace in the hallway. So that's great too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a propane furnace and I got the wood stove. You know,
Uh-huh.
wonderful.
Yeah.
But yeah, any prayers anybody wants to send for my son just so he has good surgery because the doctor said he didn't know if both the rods would come out. So.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And he had said if they don't come out, then if he was to injure himself again, we're looking at lifetime in a wheelchair.
Oh no.
And then, yeah, right. That's why I love all the prayers for him. And
Yeah.
then he mentioned if nothing happened, like he was like 60-year-old man and he fell down or something, same type of thing. He'd be in a wheelchair for life. So we gotta pray that those rods come out easily.
Yeah. I want to say hello to David Helago. David is from Santa Maria. He has a horrible case where his daughter has wrongfully accused him of inappropriate actions towards her. And he has hired Vincent Davis. He has his court case coming up that he have day in his court. It's been going really slow. It's very frustrating. I'm glad to see you, David. Welcome back. And um, we have Kelsey Boggs. And hello, Kelsey and Michael. We have Michael and Kelsey who have a case in Indiana. It's a horrible case where CPS has taken advantage of them, and it is in Indiana. And so, welcome to the room there. And Classical Mommy does say she's so sorry, Barkley. I'll pray for temporary caretakers, very attentive to his post-surgical needs. So that is going to be, you know, after his surgery, he's going to have to be taken care of. And I don't think the biological father will be able to do that.
No, he's not going to be doing the post care. No, he has him since Friday, and he gets to take. He's with him right now. Right now, as we're speaking, and then tomorrow morning takes him to surgery. Then the social worker drives him back here to Sanders County, and then Kelly's to pick him up, and then there's where he's going to have his post op is at Kelly's.
Yeah, but Kelly's not a capable guy to do to watch him. How's he going to take care of him?
Well, I'm going to have to go over there, and of course, I want to go over there. Then,
yeah, exactly. You're going to be the mainstay that's going to help him.
That's right. That's right. I mean, then like I would go to the hospital, for him, of course, but with that man there, no, and I'm not going to do that, and no.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand that entirely, what you're going through.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Plus, you're going to have to get a lot of things set up. You still got your list of to-do things, so that's going to be hard for you to do.
Yes. And I did ask the public defender if she could be here in person for hearing this time, and she said yes, she was going to be here in person.
Well, that's a good thing. So
I
maybe
thought so
some of
too.
the threats that you're telling her, maybe she's starting to act up that she wants to do something.
Well, I noticed when I talked to her the other day, like I said, it was pretty much quiet, and she would say things like, I really think the judge is seeing through what they're doing, and I just didn't say nothing, and she would say things like that. I just listened.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, that's it's frustrating because it's moving at a snail's pace, and that's where it's hard.
yeah, that, and then even before when I was saying things, it didn't matter. So I
Yeah,
think not saying anything is actually better because I just need to do what I've been doing. I was ordered the 2 evaluations, the parenting classes, and drug testing,
right, right.
and my home's done. So I did it, and it's like they're upset about it. But it's really weird. I just don't get that part.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Now I could see if I was a drug addict or something, because for some reason they think I'm a meth head.
Okay, understand.
And I guess because I was told them about when I was a young girl, my mom fed me drugs. So that means today I'm a drug addict, I guess, in their eyes.
Well, that's the thing is, the more you talk to them, the more they're going to use it against you, and that's what they did. That's what they did. They think because you're a young person, that's what you're doing in your adult life. And I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. That you have to go through all this. It's certainly not a.
It's okay because it's not okay. You're right, but I mean, it's okay because, like I said, I can't wait for them. That's why I've been started drug testing and done 5 to 7 of them so far. I think at the doctor's
Yeah.
office because they were like, "Oh, doctor thinks you'll need to come in once a week," and I go, "No, no." I told them I need to come in every day, Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
and otherwise they say,
Well,
"Well, then
it's
you'll know
has the
if you."
court ordered that, or is that social
Yeah.
services?
No,
Okay.
the court ordered it, and it's through a
Okay.
place called Coastal Drug Testing out here, but they got to make a payment, and it's $89 for the cheapest panel, and then the other panel was 100 and something, and I told her that payment's needed so I can start it, and they ignore that email. Nobody is, and I sent that to 5 or 6 people, and no response from it, and they just shuffle it under the rug.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I printed it out.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah,
know.
what I mean? It's just I don't get it.
Well, yeah.
I actually feel, well, obviously, even when my case is said and done, they're going to target someone else. And I've already been praying for whoever that may be because it's ongoing. Obviously, this is their position in life, their job, their profession. So, but it's a sick profession in the way it is today, anyways.
Right. 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 For all
Yeah.
the people that are joining my room, we have Lisa Bartley from Montana. She's trying to get custody of her child. She has 2 men in her life, not by choice, not she wants to. One was the biological father that raped her, and two is a man that has done things behind her back that are wrong. He's also drinks a lot. They, drive and drink. That could risk the child. The biological father is very abusive, so it's really hard. And plus, she has a corrupt child protection agency there in Montana that is just thinks that she's a drug addict because she told him about her history growing up where her mom fed her drugs. Anyway, she wants to have her child. She's trying to exercise her physical and medical rights, and she can't ask the social worker not to be in that room with that boy. Uh, I just, I'm so sorry you have your hands tied behind your back. That is really tough. That's really, really, really,
Well,
really, really tough.
even in one of the emails, just like you just said, which one was written about how they're violating my educational medical rights.
Yeah.
You can say that over and over, and they just like I said, they wanted to sweep it under the rug.
Well,
Like they didn't hear it.
you
Or,
documented it. That's what's important.
oh
You
yeah,
documented
yeah,
it.
yes, yeah. But I don't know if somebody else wants to call in, Bob. I don't want to hog all the
No,
time
if
because
someone does, I can. If someone does, no one's ringing it. Please, Bartley, this is,
okay,
by you guys talking, you make the show 100% better because people are bored to death of me talking the same thing, going over the 5 rules, telling you about what a 388 motion is, or what a 150 hearing is, or a 180, or 160, or what is ICWA, the 1978 Indian Child Welfare Act, or uh, what is a team meeting, what is reunification, what are parenting classes. I mean, there's lots of stuff that goes on, and I try to make it different. I try to present it so it's nice for people. But by you talking, you're a real person. You express your thoughts and feelings, and people are going through the similar thing. And sometimes people don't feel comfortable talking. So this is good, Bartley. I'm so glad when you call in
okay,
because you make it go so much better for me. The other day on Friday, I was doing my Friday afternoon show, and I was reading my notes so much that my head would go down and look like I was sleeping, but I wasn't. And I had to do 3 court cases on Friday, and I was doing my show live from the courthouse. I was in the
wow,
cafeteria, and I was doing that there, and I was looking at the window out the window at City Hall in the city I was at, and I was successful. All 3 court cases were dismissed. So, well, 2 were dismissed, one was
nice,
0 fine. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the whole
congratulations,
things there.
yay,
That was really
that's
kind of hard.
great.
I mean, I worked with the judge, but it's really interesting. I'm so much different than your typical attorney. I methodically go through step by step. And it's like sometimes it's like leaving a baby on. But the judge was so understanding. The judge read my paperwork. And that's what and they looked like a buffoons. The the people that were there representing the what the problem was didn't have the paperwork, didn't know what they were talking about. And there's like one tripping on the other person. It was so embarrassing to watch government people that do bad things fall apart and fumble. That's where I'm good at. That's why, um, you know, I was able to fight that because I can't afford an attorney like that, and that was hard. But I was able to, go through it step by step, and the judge recognized that. See, I had a good judge. If I had a typical bad judge, I would not have been successful.
Okay, I got 2 questions.
Yeah, great,
Can I
yay.
do something? Can I do something similar than like what you did about writing a letter to? Can I? Do I have the right to do that? And have the judge
You
read it?
always have
You
right
know,
to
put a
write a
report.
letter, but the problem is, as long as you have a public defender who doesn't want to work for you, there's stuff like that, you can't in
Right.
court do what I do in court. I was pro se. I was pro se.
Okay. I
They
would
had
just
an
didn't know if
attorney
I could
there,
do
by
like
the
a
way.
summary, not
They
like a
didn't.
book
Well,
to them, but
you can in court. You can always submit evidence to the court, like you want to submit evidence that you've completed something, or that you have a report of rape. You can present to the court your your restraining order against the man,
oh, okay.
and you
And
can
then
move.
the doctor subpoena does have her subpoena him through the Zoom or what?
Well, if you want the doctor to be witness, if they come on their own, you don't have to subpoena them. Subpoena them is a court order to appear.
Right, but I mean that's what I'm gonna want to do because he's a doctor, right? So he can have the time to
Well, the thing
count
is
the
that
Zoom.
is he willing to come in person, or he want money, or what does he want?
He just wants to help.
Right. If he wants to help, he'll come on his own, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, I'll mention that I see him this coming week. So okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought I'd mention that, and I just didn't know if I should write like a summary, like I don't know. But
Well, the summary's good for notes for
I
yourself. But what you need to do is you need to prove the court that the doctor can show that you're very stable, you're very you can take care of your child. Is this doctor background in pediatrician, or what kind of a doctor is he?
He's our just a primary medical
Okay,
doctor, you know, like
right,
MD.
right. Well, with him being there and him talking on your behalf, he can establish that you're fit and you're capable of taking care of children.
Okay, yeah, because when I saw the nurse last, she came out. She goes, "Yeah, the doctor wants to help you get your son back."
That's good. That's so
And
good.
he told me in the room that he does a bunch of BS. Those were his words
Right. Understood.
of what
Well,
they're doing to me.
he's an advocate on your behalf, and you should do that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just been meeting a lot of neat people lately that are Christians, and it's just been blowing my mind. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I know it's hard. I know it's really, really, really hard. It's a slow process and it's hard. It's so hard. But in time, things will come in there because eventually they're going to give up. They're going to give
Well,
up.
see, she sent me. She right, okay, and then she sent me whatever they want to propose for the next thing. They wanted to do. It says something like first extension, 6 month temporary placement hearing or something.
I see. I
And
see.
so, but this was assuming is the one that she says the public defender. I'll get the errors corrected when we only went to page, and there's 12 pages of it. Anyway, she keeps saying she's going to ask for my son to be returned to my care, you know, in the department, be like overseeing it for 6 more months.
All right. That's
Okay,
fine. That's
but why
fine.
doesn't it? I hear she, and that sounds great and beautiful and all that, but why is it not written in that document then? Or is she just going to say it then? You know, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to ask you.
Well, you got to have it again. There's something. Have you ever heard of the minute order?
Oh, what?
Have you ever heard the
Minute order?
term of the minute order?
No.
Anytime you go to court, you can always get a minute order. That's what the is a short abbreviation of what took place in court. And that's good to
Oh,
have because, for instance, my case is on Friday. I went to the records office to get the minute order of my case. They says not quite ready yet, but they're going to mail me a minute order that states that the cases were dismissed or the fine was reduced to zero. It'll all be in there. That is a backup so that I make sure that nothing else comes because of it. Nothing happens because of it.
I never knew that. Thank you.
So it's called a minute order.
And,
And that
and
is
they'll even mail them to you. You don't have to go in person and show your ID or nothing.
no. Well, the thing is that I'm so familiar with the courts. I've been doing this a long time. You have to I've been doing this. I've been fighting City Hall for a long time in my life. And I know how to talk to CEOs. I know how to talk to courts. I mean, I had once a case in federal court, and they said that I owed over, uh, uh, they wanted to double tax my retirement. I said, you already taxed it once. You can't tax it a second time. They said, well, your retirement's making money. We can tax the interest. I said, you're right. We can tax the interest. So we came to the conclusion that my settlement's $5,000, but they keep insisting it's $11,000 or some ridiculous number. So I still fought it, but I had to fight tax court and federal court. And the judge, he made a motion and says, you know more than most of the attorneys that come in here. And it's a lot of it because I spent a lot of time in the law library researching, looking for cases that'll back me up, looking for things. I go online a lot. I use Chat GPT, and that's been really helpful. That's the latest search engine is Chat GPT. And that's another life skill I like to teach you guys. And it's a really it's it's a hard thing when you're alone. Now, if you have an attorney and you have a good attorney, then it does help out. It does help out that you have a good attorney.
What about this, Bob? I just thought of this. If, let's say, the doctor's like, doesn't mind doing that, or, you know, and to make it easier, with the court accepting letter from him.
Well, they'll accept a letter, but sometimes the letter doesn't have the questions the judge may have to ask. Having a witness in person
Like
is a
then and
lot
there, huh?
better. Yeah, having a letter is okay. I'm not
Okay.
against that idea of you doing a letter. I'm not against that.
Maybe we can do both.
You, yeah, you
You know what I
could,
mean?
you could, you could, you could. Again, your attorney should
Yeah.
be the one giving you the advice, but apparently, with your public defender, you're not going to get much advice from him because doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to
Mm-hmm.
do anything, which is sad.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed that when I was doing like what you said you were doing, learning the laws and educating ourselves, and I
Yeah.
was doing it to help myself. My case with her, like you did it for yourself, and so forth. And I kept telling her, I'm not trying to do your job by all means. I'm just trying to help you to help me to help
Well,
myself.
have you tried to
You
be
know.
blunt with that attorney and says, who do you work for? Do you work for me or do you work for the social services? Because they're the ones that
Right.
pay him or her. I
Maybe she's intimidated by him. I don't know. I don't know what
yeah,
they're doing. Who knows?
yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. So should we go about it 10 after or
Oh,
5 after? Is 5
I
after?
didn't know our time was going up. See how fast you make this show going, Bartley? You're right. I have right now. It's a little after 9 o'clock. I do have to end my live stream. Let me wrap this up here. Hang on there, Bartley. We'll wrap. Um, Classical Mommy says file a USC 1983. Now, what is that? USC 1983. USC 1983. Okay, it's the action for deprivation of rights. Wow, that's an interesting code. This comes from the Cornell Law School. And it says every person who, under the color of any statute, ordinance, or regulation, custom, or usage of any state or territory, or the District of Columbia, subject or caused to be subject, any citizen of the United States or other person within the jurisdiction thereof, to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured by the Constitution and laws, shall be liable to the party injured in an action of law, suit in equity, or other proper proceedings for redress, except that any action brought against a judicial officer for an act or omission taken such officer's judicial capacity. This is uh, this is your violation of your statute of your civil rights. And what that is that
Okay.
they you can do a civil action. That means it's a lawsuit. She's just referring to a lawsuit is what classic mommy is. That's if you want to take a lawsuit after your case is over and you want to go after them. That's to file a lawsuit.
Okay.
But thank you for the
Thank you, classic
information,
mommy.
classical mommy from Georgia. And thank you for being here. Thank you, Michael and Kelsey Boggs from Indiana, be a part of my show. David from Santa Maria, California. CJ Dunbar from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Um, and then we have, of course, Lisa on the phone. Thank you from Montana. And who else do we have here? We have that's it tonight. That's it this morning. So thank you all. I'm now going to take off my phone number and put it in the Department of Government Efficiency, which is short name called Doge. They are investigating CPS. If you want to help and you can't get your matter resolved at the county or the state level, then you go to the website and you can make the two phone calls, 202 202's area code. That's the White House. Or you can send your email to doge@mail.house.gov. And that way, that's at the federal level if you want to do something about your CPS case. So I want to put that up on there. And I want to further, again, thank you all. Please do not give up. Yeah, I know it gets frustrating. You want to throw in the towel, but don't. Keep fighting for your children. And I'll see you tonight, as I've been saying this now for over 2 years now, twice a day, 7 days a week. I will help you. I will help you. I'll do anything I can humanly possibly do. I pray for you because I believe in God, and it will happen. It will happen. It just takes time. Time is going to be your worst enemy, and frustrations. But Bartley can look back and she's made a great improvement. I think I did a little help, the little helper. And that's what I try to do. I try to help you all. So God bless you all. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There will be a brief video at the end of my live stream. Please watch it and have a beautiful day. And thank you again. This is Bob and Lisa Bartley signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left. Put your faith in